Hello, people viewers. Welcome to Mr.Who Reviews, where today I'm reviewing Avatar: The Legend of Aang, Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6. In Avatar Day, Team Avatar head to a town where they're celebrating the holiday Avatar Day, but they find out that they're not celebrating Avatar, like the Avatar like Kyoshi, Roku and Aang, out of like praise or anything, but hatred. Because it turns out that after Kyoshi killed their leader about 370 something years ago, and they're still hating about it. It's kind of like a family who was in a feud a few hundred years ago, and in the future they're still in a feud. So, anyway, Aang says he'll prove his innocence and he'll obey all the laws the town has. But the thing is, the laws they have are kind of weird. You could see it as seeing different cultures' views of the legal system or stuff like that. But I don't really know. Like, he's put into jail with I don't know what the thing's called. It's that thing you put your arm and head in for the dark ages. I don't know what they're called. Like, it makes no sense like that. I'm in the first place. He's already in jail. Makes no sense. And it turns out they can't pay bail because the town said water tribe money. Kinda makes sense. But anyway, Sokka and the guitar try to find some evidence to prove Aang and Kyoshi's innocence, or just Kyoshi's innocence. And after some funny stuff happens, because they just do like Sherlock Holmes references nearly all the way through the episode, like with the funny hat with the magnifying glass attached to it, and the dragon pipe that blows bubbles. It's just a subtle Sherlock references. It's just I don't know. And when the friends on the town they're in, they head back to Kyoshi Island to find some more proof. I just know when they turn up, that guy that screams like gets foam in the mouth is gonna turn up, and he is, and he does the thing again. It is funny, but not that funny. Like, he actually faints when he gets all foamy. Well, I don't know whether it's funnier or what, but yeah. You know, afterwards he just hides his head under his cloak or something. Yeah. And they make a reference to Suki in this, or the guy in Stars of the Island does, when Sokka asks where she was, and he just says that she and the other Kyoshi warriors are off to fight the war because Kim Mang inspired her to do more. But, yeah. Anyway, some of the funny parts in this has to be when Katara finds something now and Sokka interrupts her saying that he's just saying it because he's a detective in this. But the funniest part has to be where she finds him now and he just pushes her out of the way before she can say anything or finish what she's saying. And when he's done, he just hits him in the head with something. And this was hilarious. That is slapstick comedy at its best. Not really up there with Lauren Hardy or the Zucker Brothers, but jeez. And well, they're doing that. Aang is in jail and meets some other prisoners that are also bald and also have tattoos. And they talk about Aang telling Katara his feelings. Wouldn't expect that, would you? Anyway, they tell the guy that they have some evidence about what happened between Kyoshi and their leader, but he says it doesn't matter because in their town, he says something and the defense says something, and he just decides what happens. like which one's right. Once he has its own different culture, differences, or spin on the legal system. Anyway, Aang bombs the defense speaking because he just doesn't say the right thing. You just want to slap your face when he does it. Ugh. But before they carry out their sentence, Qatar put out as prize witness after Kyoshi, which is just Aang dressed up and like get makeup on her clothes and that. But he actually does turn up as he confesses that he did do it. But I don't think he actually did, because the only reason the guy died because he's too stubborn to move. If he hadn't moved from that spot, they wouldn't have fell off. I almost want a lot of stuff here, but come on, who hasn't seen this show or episode? Anyway, they decide that that Aang is guilty, and what? And how they decide his punishment? Wheel of punishment. Yes, that is. What does he get? Boiled alive in oil. I know, and the look on Zucker's faces are just hilarious. I went to go see Aang's face. I bet he was shocked as well. But before he get boiled alive, the Fire Nation soldiers from the beginning, oh yeah, they're Fire Nation soldiers in the beginning, but come up and declare they're gonna take over the town. And the leader of the town sends Aang's opponent to community service, and Team Avatar does take care of the Fire Nation soldiers that ride on rough rhinos, I think. I don't know what that means, but and Sokka gets his boomerang back because he left it out when the Fire Nation soldiers attacked them earlier. So, yeah. And then he started saying the meaning of Avatar Day by celebrating the day that after Aang took out the Fire Nation soldiers on rough rhinos, and this is a weird episode. I think Sokka's right. This was the worst town they've ever been in. Well, we have a few more episodes and a season left, so probably get worse. Yeah. And with Zuko, he's going further with stealing stuff versus just food, then gold. And he's trying to hide it from Iroh, but you can kind of tell that he's suspicious of where Zuko is getting all this stuff. So, and then Zuko decides to leave after he realizes, or just after what Iroh said, when he walked off, that he and Iroh had no reason to travel together anymore. So he just leaves as Iroh gives him the horse fly thing, and I don't know what that actually is. So, as I said, it's a weird episode. And as I also said before, it just shows cultural differences with the law. Like, even the guy says, that's why we call it justice, because it's just us. Now, that might be true in some cultures, but not in all. Justice is making the guilty person pay for their crime, and so proof that the person that are guilty or innocent. It's not a good episode, even if the Zuko thing isn't really that good, but I give it a 7 out of 10. Now for The Blind Bandit. This episode introduces to some of the fans of the series' favorite character, Toph Beifong. See, it's a great character. She's tough. She has a lot of confidence. when fighting with their parents. That's just funny sometimes. And other times you see Urban and like fall into the soup thing, or does beat him up at the end. Like make him even. It was great. And the scene where he's fighting all the other earthbenders in the sumo wrestling ring thing, it was great. And the slow-mo in this is fantastic. It's just great. And the scenes where there's on how Toph hears like got black and white, and there's like some white lines going through the person or to her, like sees us waiting for the person to strike. That's just great, and I'm glad they show it in other episodes. It's just fantastic. Now for the episode itself, like before, team out there in another town, want to find Aang and Earthbending teacher. This guy has a flyer for this Earthbending teacher in the town, and back with saying that the first lesson is free. Aang attends, but doesn't really do that well, and decides that he's probably not the one to teach him. And when they hear about the sumo wrestling thing, the guys are just rude, or just not just mean to Aang, saying that it's none of his business. And like, I don't like what Katara does to get the information out of him. Like, what says after he talks to them that girls have their way. It sounds like he's flirted with them or something. But then he'd say about a block of ice. This just shows that the girls in this are probably sweet on the inside. Or no, sweet on the outside, but they're hardcore on the inside. They're tough. And that's just great. Anyway, they head to the ring, and there's this character called the Boulder, who's his favourite to win the belt in this sort of competition. And he is just hilarious some of the time. Like, he talks in a third person. If it's not somebody crazy, and it's just somebody really stupid doing something really funny. And there's another character called the Hippo does it as well. But it's not more like the Hulk than whatever. Well, jeez. And Sokka just goes mad for the Boulder. It's just hilarious how mad he goes. And when the person from the Fire Nation comes up and Sokka just throws a rock saying, "Go back to the Fire Nation." It's great. And I bet you're wondering, how is this like sumo wrestling? Well, the object of the game is to push one person pushes the opponent out of the ring by using earthbending. That's it. That's just what sumo wrestling is, except with fat people and with their hands rather than with the earth. Anyway, after the Boulder gets beaten up by Toph, a 12-year-old girl, it's just great. It's just funny that a grown man gets beaten or gets tossed out of a ring by a 12-year-old blind girl. Yeah, that's good. Aang tries to talk to her when he volunteers to fight her. Yeah, I know, it sounds a little bit stupid. And then after that, he tried to find where she lives, so he goes back to the training school with the two jerks in it, and Kara just looks threatening to them, so they're scared of her. Yeah. And when they leave, when it said that I got my eye on you too, it's just great. And Sokka just rapper thing, like a water trap, yeah. It's just great. Like it's what it says West Side. It's just I don't know. A lot of funny stuff in this. And when they get to Top's house, it turns out her parents are too overprotective of her. Like when they ask the guy where she lives, and the guys tell him that that there's probably the Beifong family, but they don't really have a daughter. You can see that the parents mean well for the kid, but they don't really give her that much freedom. And just a little bit sad. But it shows that Toph is just an interesting character and does have a soft side, even if he's tough. And one of the funny parts is when the guy in charge of this urban sumo thing and the boulder capture Aang and Toph. Actually, there's two funny parts. The first part is when the Team Avatar and Toph's parents find a note, and Sokka says, "Oh, that's awful, or something like that," and that I got the boulder's autograph. It's just funny. And the second part is where Toph does give him out and saying, "Better take that smile off your face," to the guy that owns the ring, and he says, "I'm not smiling." Where do these people go with these lines? Oh my god. And one of the strangest parts, or the part I want to give out to the parent, is where Toph said that he doesn't think for differently, but he has realised something, and that is that he gave her too much freedom. What the hell was he thinking? Too much freedom? People didn't even know she existed. Jeez. It's kind of like those parents that have like a disabled kid or there's a crippled kid, thinking that they need so much protection that they need somebody by their side a lot of times and suddenly even go out to the real world. It's like that. I don't know what to say. It's just really idiotic. But I know they have good reasons to protect their kid because they're blind, or to protect Top because he's blind, but she's proven that she's able to take care of herself. Ugh. Anyway, Toph asked to go with Aang, but the father and mother disagree to tell her no. And Aang leaves, you just see a tear going down Toph's chin. And that is sad. But as they're about to go, Toph comes back saying that her dad said it was okay for her to go. But it turns out she lied and run away, and the dad thinks Aang kidnapped Toph, and the guy that owned the ring and the teacher from the school, well, he just hired him to get Toph by giving him money. And this ends there. This is a good episode, and Toph is just a great character. It shows that people with disabilities like blindness, deaf, or that are deaf, and other stuff can do something. Like when Toph fights, she uses the fact that she's blind as an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Like the people she's fighting, like, they go easy on her, but she sees properly fine, like just by waiting for him to attack or to feel the earth moving. She's a great character. No, so possible Zuko, but and the stuff with Aang and Toph are good. Rather, it's some funny or some emotional, but again, I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. And I think more good episodes coming up. And next one is a Zuko focused episode. No Team Avatar, no Iroh, no Azula's team, just him. It's gonna be great. And until that time, I'm Mr. Who. I'll see you later.